that they didn't do in Super Bowl 57, or maybe something they have to avoid that happened in Super Bowl 57? Hit the like button. Without further ado, hardest working man in Philly. Did I tune it on? It doesn't matter if it's 2:30 a.m. or if it's 2:30 at midnight. This afternoon. This guy is on all the time now. He is the hardest working man we have here. John's on his way down to New Orleans tomorrow, too. Hey, John, remember what I told you. Always keep your hands above the bar when you're down there in New Orleans. You never know what you're going to get. There could be a few cannolis down there. John, I don't think he's a man of the world. And I just make sure if you go to Pat O'Brien's, man, you ask to be seated near the door. Without further ado, our good friend, Big C, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills?
How you doing?
I've been laughing for 90 minutes at the show today. I can't stop laughing between you and the chat and Snow Bunnies and Diddy and all sorts of other things. You guys are hilarious today, so I'm having a pretty good day. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, it's fun, man. Super Bowl 59, dude. I mean, you're not having fun right now. It's all good. I mean, your team belongs in this game. They are the two best teams in pro football, and actually you could probably say they've been the two best teams for the last 3 years when it comes to both NFC and AFC. Hey, you know what I was doing earlier, Zander, when I was matching people up and down? I tried to give some kudos to McNabb. That's not a diss. It goes in cycles that you have sometimes. Look at back in McNabb's era. McNabb had all those really great Favre guys and Eli and all those guys that were in the NFC at that time. Now you have them in the AFC.
Yeah, you're right.
During Brady's time, you had what? Roethlisberger, you had Rivers, you had Brady. I mean, you had so many great players. Everyone's like, hey, man, what are you saying? Jalen had an easier – no, Jalen didn't have to go through the quarterbacks that some of these guys have to. It's not a diss. It just goes in cycles. Holy cow, some of these guys think you're talking about their girlfriend.
I'm the only one I'm changing now is I will take Jalen Hurts over McNabb. I'm sorry, man. I've seen Jalen perform.
Better player.
I didn't say that. You said all Super Bowl team. McNabb didn't play like that in the Super Bowl. I'm taking Jalen Hurts. 22 Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in Eagle history. That year of Jalen Hurts.
Was that year, so you thought he was better than McNabb in 04? When McNabb was throwing,
it's tough for me because I was 6 years old in 04. Okay. How much, you know what I mean? How am I supposed to give you an honest answer about which of those players?
Alshon Jeffries, Freddie Mitchell, and some other who's the other guy? Todd Pinkston. Those were his receivers that he was throwing to.
All right, one guy puked in the Super Bowl. One guy delivered one of the best performances of his year. So
T.O. was amazing in that Super Bowl too, man.
I mean, he was coming off what did he have? Like a broken foot or what did he have that year?
He had like 11 catches too for 138, 140 yards in that game too. What do you make of Kevin Patullo's name along with – dude, I told you Frank Reich's name is in this, but again, this goes back to the money that David Tepper owes him. I don't know what Frank is going to do there because Frank could sit on the beach, make $7-8 million and not have to do anything for the next 2 years. I mean, but Kevin Patullo, what can he possibly bring to the offense that Kellen Moore didn't?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I knew it was going to be him because John McMullen told me a week ago when you did your exercise of possible replacements, I ran it by John, and he said Kevin Patullo. And, John seemed like he had an inside track when he said it. So, yeah, I think they're probably going to go with Kevin Patullo, but we'll see what they end up doing there. It doesn't excite me too much. I mean, he's the guy who's closest to Nick Sirianni, and John's estimation is that Nick Sirianni has built back up the equity to be able to make his decision again. So I don't know. It's the whole thing is weird. Did you hear the owner last night kind of not criticize him, but like just a weird answer on the head coach where he's like, yeah, his emotions, that's one of his strengths and one of his weaknesses. And I'm like, great. Your boss publicly stating 5 days before the biggest game of your career what your weaknesses are.
And he wouldn't answer on the extension.
Right. It was just weird. I'm like, bro, come on, man. This guy's won a lot of football games for you. Give him credit and keep it moving. It's very simple to do. But I'm not hugely enamored with Kevin Patullo, but I wasn't hugely enamored with Kellen Moore.
Wait, so the owner of the Eagles has the same opinion of the head coach that me and Dick Vermeil have. Interesting.
Stop lumping Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil is going to call you and say, "What the hell are you telling people I said about Nick Sirianni?"
He's in Key West. I'm good.
You're right. You're
I'm good. All right. So what do you think the Eagles have to do better in Super Bowl 59 that they didn't do in 57, or something that they had to keep away from?
Well, I think the biggest difference in the game is that the defense isn't going to look like they did in 57. I mean, they were a great defense in 22. You could make the argument which one of those was a better defense. But in the Super Bowl, that was not the number 1 or number 2 overall defense in the NFL. They didn't play like it in the Super Bowl. Now, you could say the field. You can say all sorts of different things. You can say it was whatever reason. I think the defense is going to be better this year. I think they're going to be more disciplined, more sound, better coaching with Vic Fangio. I don't anticipate the field is going to be an issue. And I'm not using that as an excuse. The Chiefs had to play on that field too, but it did mitigate what the defense was on both sides were able to do. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference. And then you add in Saquon Barkley. You had Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell that had 14 carries for 28 yards or whatever the hell it was in Super Bowl 57. You're not going to get that from Saquon Barkley in this game. So those are the two big differences. That's what we've rode all year long, baby. What are we, 17-3?
Those are all nice theories.
All right, what's your theory?
Those are all nice theories. I hope that you apply them on and be good students and apply them on Sunday.
Well, in all seriousness, I liked what Fletcher Cox texted AJ Brown. Do you see what he texted AJ Brown? He said, "What you've done up to this point, everybody, means nothing." And if that's we've been saying that on this show for the last week, that you can be the number 1 defense, you can be the number 1 offense, the best running back, best quarterback, best wide receiver for 20 games. If you don't show up in the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. And you know, Fletcher Cox texted that to AJ Brown, and AJ said he needed to hear that. So that's pretty good, I thought. You know, go out there and perform. So I like that.
Hey, Prince, you were in solitary confinement for January 6th, so be quiet over there.
We got you hot Johnson, baby.
Hey, you be quiet over there. How about this one here? Do you not agree that they have to run the ball better? They did have 115 yards rushing in that game, but 70 of it came from Hertz, dude. They got, and here's Barkley's addition to what you just said. That Barkley, I think he's going to go for 200 yards. I do.
Dude, if he does that, you're not going to predict the Chiefs win this game. I know nothing about what Sileo will predict on Friday, but I say he's told me 3 times in the last 5 days that Saquon Barkley is going to have 200 yards. Yeah. You don't pick a running back to go for 200 yards in a Super Bowl and then pick that team to lose the game. It defies everything about football. And by the way, you're looking at a guy who loves physical football. Sileo will be picking the Birds on Friday if I can read the
You want me to pick against Patrick Mahomes?
I'm not telling you to do anything. You can pick whoever the hell you want. I am assuming that you're going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles because of what you've said so far.
All right. You agree you gagged that 57 game away.
What do you mean gag it?
You had 75 offensive plays. They ran 50.
Can we pause, man? What is going on with this show today? Holy mackerel. What do you mean gagged it away?
Like this, gagged the freaking game
I got
away.
you. But what do you mean specifically?
You choked.
We choked it. I don't know. Did we choke it?
You had a 10-point lead and you ran 25 more plays.
Oh, God. That's tough
you
to hear.
Lose that.
Yeah, we should have
told me.
I don't know. It didn't feel to me though like we had a massive letdown. I know Chiefs came back. The Chiefs had a better second half, but I don't know.
Bro,
I don't know if that's
ran 25 more freaking plays. That's a full quarter.
Dude, gagging it is being up 25.
That's up 10 and you ran 25 more offensive football plays than they ran 50 and beat you.
Yeah, but how many did we have in the first half?
Threw for 100 yards. How does he beat you?
How many more did we run in the first half though? Because the Chiefs, we controlled the first half of that game.
Dude, to me, when you look at the box score in that game, that thing should have been 40-20 Eagles. I mean, nobody in that game had a great game. The quarterback didn't. Kelsey had 81 yards. There was nobody else on that Who the fuck else played well? You're telling me you didn't gag that with a 10-point lead and you ran 25 more plays, and you're talking about
No, I'm not telling you that. We delivered. We played good in that game. The defense didn't. The offense played good. Jalen Hurts, that was the best game I've ever seen Jalen Hurts play in his entire life. I've never seen him perform better than that game.
True. He's never duplicated it since, but of course, your
You're
theory
not
is
wrong I'm not saying I never said you were wrong about that. I never said you were wrong about that.
The chances of him playing like that in this game are.
You can't say high. I mean, he's had how many games and he's only done that once.
Plus, they're not going to want him to. Because they're going to hand the ball off a lot here in this game, I think.
Pumper, I know he lost the game, but are you going to sit here and tell me he didn't play well?
He did.
He played well. Come on, Pump. Pump. I crushed him for that turnover. You spotted the Chiefs 7 points. You don't win games in the Super Bowl when you spot the Chiefs 7 points.
Hey, Pump.
But to say that he didn't play well. Come on.
Hey, Pump. He had 300 yards passing. He had 70 rushing.
And they were some dots, man. Some of those throws he had to Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. Come on, man. That was a good performance by Jalen Hurts. But
see, every time I talk about that game, though, to people in Philly or Eagle fans, he played so good in long.
Well, that's true. You know, ultimately, that's what shows you, though, that it's not all about that. You can have a great game as a quarterback and not win the game. So
you can run for 200 yards and not win the bitch either, guy.
I don't know. Your projection off of 200 yards is going to be that Jalen Hurts is going to drop a Brian Pumper-sized stinker. It's not going to happen in my book. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be better than that, and he's going to be enough to make up the difference. Plus the defense, plus Saquon. I don't know.
Wow, man. The owner of the Eagles believes what I believe in with Nick Pinocchio. He believes what I believe with him. He won't give – why is it so hard to give that guy kudos?
Who, Nick?
Yeah.
It's not hard for me. He's growing on me.
How come the owner can't?
He's growing on me. I don't know, because here's what I hate about the owner.
But the owner, okay?
I get it. The owner's good. All right. Not everybody's going to like my take on the Eagles owner. He's not my favorite dude. All right. He's just not my type of guy. I get it. He's good. He's been successful. He's completely changed the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not denying that. But his mentality on things is just not my cup of tea. Like he was interviewed on the Insider show before the media night last night. It was like 7:30 or 7:40 or whatever. And they got asked about the adversity of the season, all right, of the last 3 years, right, going to the Super Bowl, collapsing, getting back to the Super Bowl. And he's talking about the highs and lows of life and how it's all, it's a part of life and football is like life. And he goes back to the Super Bowl and he goes, yeah, the adversity really started when we had 1 minute and 38 seconds left, and everything got thrown out the window and we never got a chance to go back. And I'm like, so you're telling me in your eyes, as the owner of the football team, the adversity was the refs throwing a flag on your player, not you losing the football game. I'm sorry, but that right there is an escape of accountability. I don't believe in escaping accountability. All right. That's a victim mentality. I don't subscribe to that. I don't like it. I don't believe in it. And I think it's stupid. So that's where I don't like our owner, but he's been a great owner. And I think he believes, right or wrong, that him and Howie Roseman are more responsible for this team's success than any player or any coach. I don't agree with him on that, but I think that's what he believes.
Yeah, he probably likes rainbow trout. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. All supers will be read. Hey, somebody in here goes like this. Look at this guy here, 41.
I never said he wasn't a top 5 owner. He probably is a top 5 owner. I would agree with that.
Hertz outscored Patrick in Super Bowl 57. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes outplayed him when it mattered.
Yeah, what kind of comment is that? It's a team game, brother.
No shit.
I mean, I know how shitty the last owner is. See, I knew everybody was going to have a freak out about that because they all get their pennies in a bunch. I told you he's been a great owner. He's probably a top 3 owner in the NFL. I don't subscribe to his philosophies about things. There's a lot of humans. There's 8 billion of us on the planet. We're not a monolith, everybody. Everybody thinks a different way. That's what makes the world go round. Good night, these people.
This would bug me, though. This would bug me, and I would have to revoke your man card, Zander, in every Philadelphia sports fan's man card. You ready? You put a lid on the top of that fucking Lincoln Financial, and you make that bitch a dome. dude, you will lose who you are, man. Look at the Vikings have never been back. They went to 4 Super Bowls. We're going every other year. They put the lid on the top of their stadium. They've never gone back.
Dude, we better not do that. But here's the part I struggle, okay, with. I understand it as a business owner. Think about what he can do with the stadium. I'm not saying you're not wrong about the football thing, but I'm telling you, there's a guy that owns a $7, $8, $9, $10 billion football team. Okay. I can spend $750 million, bring Olympics, bring Super Bowls, bring all these different events to this city, the tourism, everything that comes with that. When you look at it from a businessman, it makes sense. When you look at it from a football fan, it's like, please, for the love of God, do not put a dome on the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium. It's a tough thing to gauge. I get it. I understand both sides of it. I understand wanting to be great in business. I understand that desire, and Lurie is good at it. I just told you I don't like his mentality. He's a damn good businessman. He's a damn good businessman. There's no doubt about that. So
everything you just said is all smart and all, but I sit in the stands with the fans. I don't sit in the yacht. I don't sit on a yacht.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
right.
I'm not a
you and me
yacht,
both, brother.
Right?
You and me both. You're not wrong.
I mean, I get it too. And like you said, if you're really gonna have a transparent conversation, hey, look, he wants to bring WrestleMania in the winter months. He wants to have conventions. He wants to have Super Bowls. He wants to do all kinds of events there in Philadelphia. Dome gives you more of that opportunity. I get it, but man, I thought he was the owner of the Eagles. I thought he wasn't a civil servant.
Yeah,
was he trying to run for fucking mayor?
No, he's trying to turn $7 billion into $15 billion is what he's trying to do. Come on, call a spade a spade. That's what he's trying to do.
Okay, well, you know what I
look.
like?
This guy's right. And by the way, this is. I wonder who this is. This looks like a C24 burner because that right there is the all-time old JAKIB logo. You can see that was like, we had somebody make that sucker on like.
I don't even think I was here for that bitch.
No, you weren't. That's crazy old right there. Lurie wants a passing team and to be the gold standard. He is building a dome. Correct. That's it. This guy's right. Whether we like it or not, that's what Lurie's mindset is.
Well, then you got the wrong quarterback for that.
Nah.
Oh, nah. He's gone down every year. He's throwing the ball in Philly, but hey, okay. He had a terrible year throwing the ball. I don't care how anybody looks at it.
Well, look, every year's look different, and there's been moments where you needed him to be a great passer.
Okay, so last year, was third in the league in turnovers. This year, he has one of the worst passing numbers in the league for any starting quarterback, and he's taken 45 sacks. You think he's gotten better since 22?
Okay, but can I ask you a question? What do you value? Because Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have both had incredible years.
Better teams around. You just said it's a team sport.
Well, yeah. So I value having a good team and Jalen doing whatever he needs to do in any given game to be able to win a football game in advance. He needed to pass versus the Commanders. He didn't really. He didn't really, but he did. Okay, and it was successful. He needed to pass versus Steelers. Saquon at 60 yards. He did. We won the football game. It looks different. That's Jalen. That's what he keeps telling us, and he continues to be right about it. At some point, I'm going to start to believe the guy. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. I got to believe the dude. I'm surprised you don't a little bit more.
Because, again, here, let me do this. You think that guy's the centerpiece of your football team?
No. I'm not going to live in delusion. I'm not going to be forced into a box that I live in delusion land. No. I think Jalen's done a good job in what his role needs to be for this team.
Do you know what it does do, though? It's a fail-safe if he gets hurt. That you're set up to win. I'm not saying you would win at the same clip he does, but you're set up to keep continuing to win if you had a disaster. Because you know why? The quarterback's not the centerpiece of this. The centerpiece is that old line, really. You just got a better running back this year.
Yeah.
Okay. What has changed from last year? 2 things: turnovers and Saquon. Correct?
And defense. The defense is way better this year.
Defense has helped the offense for sure.
Yeah, the defense is way better. Dude, we don't give up many points a game. Like you can get away with the running game. Yeah, your team gives up 28 points a game. I mean, all right, you might have to pass a little bit more. We don't have to do that because we have a great defense.
Hey,
but
when you give up
you're right. The two biggest changes are certainly that. I agree.
Hey, when you give up 17 points a game, that's 1990s shit when you're keeping your players because of lack of free agency, man, and having the salary cap. That's pre-cap shit. They're doing shit that's pre-cap with what Vic Fangio's doing. No question about it, man. I mean, just great. All right. I wrote these key matchups down. I'm going to do these with you here. By the way, Keith Byers will join us at 5:30. Key matchups. Do you agree? Hertz handling Spagnuolo's blitz packages. Dude cannot take sacks in these games against him. Cannot take sacks.
You're 100%
Has
right.
to handle the blitz packages that Steve Spagnuolo has. You agree?
I 100% agree. And that's probably the most important. When you're talking about the Eagles offense, that's probably the most important thing because I think the Chiefs are probably going to live with whatever Saquon does. I mean, look, you can come into the game. We're going to try and limit him. We're not going to stop the guy. You know that. It's can we limit the damage? And I think they know that about Saquon. So it is on Jalen. And if you do take sacks, you're going to change up your running game and how much you can use that. And third and long situation, that's what Steve Spags wants. If he can get third and long situations, one, he can bring pressure. Two, he can force Jalen Hurts to throw the football where Jalen might not want to throw the football. And that's where you can create potential positive plays for your defense. So third and long is what the Chiefs what the Chiefs defense want. And that's what the Eagles offense doesn't want. So it's kind of the battle right there. If you're talking Eagles offensively, that's probably the biggest thing right there. What you just said.
Number two, how in the world are the Chiefs and that D line once again? And I'm going to continue to hammer this point until Sunday in the pregame show.
Okay.
I don't know how you're going to handle that Eagle line. I mean, Kansas City's going to have to do stunts, move guys around, 5 fronts, things that maybe they haven't done because I don't believe they have 4 guys that can play against their 5 guys. I mean, it's 4 against 5 great. Dude, you could actually, if you wanted to put a Pro Bowl, my Pro Bowl O-line, I'll take the Eagles and you can come up with the NFC offensive line. I'll take the Eagle O-line over anybody you put in the league. You know why? They played together and they had a 2,000-yard rusher this year and they're in the Super Bowl.
All right. How much does the impact of going up against Chris Jones have on a guy like Mekhi Becton? He's been really good this year, but has he dealt with that? And Juergens, right. First-year starter at center. I'm not saying those guys haven't been great. I do believe in them, but you got Chris Jones. That's a different beast. I mean, he makes great players look like trash. That's what great players do. That's what Jalen Carter does to offensive linemen. So,
man,
I think that could be interesting.
If I'm Mekhi Becton's agent, I'm in his ear doing this. You block that fucking guy, Chris Jones. In this coming off season, you'll be one of the top 3 most coveted players in free agency, and you win the Super Bowl. Think about what Becton. This is a money game for Becton.
Oh, I want this Super Bowl, man. Every time we mention the Eagles being in the Super Bowl, I want that Super Bowl. We're gonna get it. I know it. I know because Big Sills has been dreading this moment for weeks now. He's like, "Is there really? What am I gonna do on the postgame show? Oh my God! If the Eagles win the Super Bowl trophy,
you will be right, or I'll be right." See, that's called, my friend, sports talk.
Yes, it is.
There's no fence straddling.
Sileo is the king of not. I think people should appreciate that more. I really do. You hear all these other. I was listening to some, just to go back to the NFC Championship game real quick. I was listening to some content on the Commanders. Dude, I couldn't listen to that if I was a Commander fan. I mean, you had guys who were supposed to be objective and beat reporters like glazing. Look at what Jaden Daniels has done. I'm like, all right, he's had a good year, but like cover the game objectively. They weren't doing anything. I think people should appreciate
He played a great game,
coverage.
but he wasn't enough.
Yeah, he played
wasn't
all right.
enough.
He played okay. His players didn't help him, but he didn't play great.
252, 20 of 21 of 28.
Yeah, he had his
50
lowest
yards
pass.
rush. I don't think he played poor. He showed.
I didn't say poor. I just don't think he played
He's the only
exceptional.
guy that showed up.
I don't think he played exceptional. He had one of his lowest passer ratings of the year. He was okay in that game, but I will admit he didn't get much help from the guys around him.
And Hertz went into that NFC title game, averaging 92 net yards in 2 games. Oh, great year. All right.
Oh, my
Number
God.
3.
And who won the football game?
Number 3. Dude, I think, and I went back and I watched the playoff games for the Chiefs. Dude, they struggle at linebacker covering tight ends. They struggle covering tight ends. I mean, do you get Goddard going in that game? Because Drew Tranquil and the other guy are not that great at covering those tight ends. They've got to get pressure on that guy, man. I'm talking, I mean, they don't do a very good job, man. Okay? They just don't. So that's something to keep an eye on. He's Kansas City's linebackers versus A.J. Brown and Devontae.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And Devontae's been kind of a Kansas City Chief killer. He's averaging over 100 yards per game in 3 games versus the Chiefs. So he's been pretty good against them. He's been the kind of the guy that's able to get open. And, you know, we'll see. I do think A.J. Brown, I don't know how they're going to play A.J. I don't know. Do you think they're going to put McDuffie on him and stick him on there?
Yep.
And
he may travel.
Yeah, if he travels, then I think A.J. I'm not saying A.J. won't get the better of him here and there, but you're going to have a hard day if you're going up against McDuffie man-and-man coverage all day. I mean, it's going to be a tough day for him. So, yeah, Devontae could thrive in that. So we'll see. I like that, though. I think it goes both ways, though. The Eagles better cover those tight ends, too, on the other side. They got 2 of them.
We are the champions.
You're going to be singing that about the Eagles on Sunday.
Singing?
You're going to be singing that about the Eagles on Sunday.
Am I?
Yeah. Are you
so
ready?
Going against Mahomes.
You're not gonna be a grump on the postgame show, are you?
Hey, it's Tuesday. Give me a break here.
Is it Tuesday? That's it? Oh my God. I thought it was like Thursday. Tuesday?
It's Tuesday, guy.
Oh man. I thought we were way deeper. We still got 5 days.
Hey, it's trash day for me. What the fuck, man? It's Tuesday. Man.
Hey. Yeah, I'll hit you with that on Friday.
Hey. Zach Bond versus Patrick Mahomes. How do you like that matchup?
I mean, you're asking me about a guy who's a one-year wonder going up against a Hall of Fame level quarterback. Yeah, probably not the greatest matchup for Zach Bond. Do I think he's good enough to make an impact? Yes, I do. Do I think he's going to get the better of him every time? No, I do not. But I do think he's going to be better than we had in 22. And I think he's going to make them work for it. All right. He's going to make them work for it. And we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I love Zach Bond. You're not picking him over Patrick Mahomes in a matchup. Come on.
He's one of my favorites to win the most valuable player award in this game.
Zach?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I like that, actually. I can see that.
He is.
He's been the playmaker all year for the defense. He's the guy punching out fumbles. He's the guy recovering fumbles. He had a couple interceptions, I think, this year. He's been the guy. So if it's a defensive game for the Birds, maybe you're right.
If he has 2 picks in this game, he'll be the most valuable player.
Or a pick and a forced fumble, a couple
Something
tackle for losses. Sack.
Okay. I think the last time a linebacker won the MVP award, I mean, I think it's got to be Von Miller and Ray.
I know Von Miller won. What year?
Yeah, Ray won too. Ray Lewis won an MVP.
What year was that? 2015?
It was the year they played the Niners.
No, I'm talking about Von Miller's. I'm talking about Von Miller's.
Oh, they played
15?
Seattle in the Super Bowl. Is that when he won that MVP award?
I thought it was like 2015, I want to say. Super Bowl 50, which was...
Wow. That's a ways to go, man.
I know, man. Our world is moving quickly, doesn't it? Doesn't feel like it was named that. It was that long ago. Yeah, 2016. So it was the 2015 season. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
Oh, beat the Panthers. That's right.
Yeah.
Beat the Panthers.
Yeah. Was that against Cam Newton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Von Miller was a beast in that game. Yeah, and he's a linebacker, but was he a linebacker or like an edge rusher? He's not like an off-ball linebacker.
He's an edge guy. He's not
he wasn't an off-ball edge guy or a off-ball linebacker guy.
See, because I think you're going to have Zach Bond on Kelsey too. He's going to be going against Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah, it's a tough day. But Kelsey's not the same guy this year. You admit that? You agree to that?
Yeah. He's on the back nine. But I would say this, one game, 60 minutes. I think old man Kelsey can tee it up 35 at 35 for 60. I think he can probably do that. I don't think he can give you stretches of games any longer like he did in the past.
That's my favorite part about the Super Bowl. It's one game.
Yeah.
And anybody can be elite. I mean, think about it. Who was elite in the Super Bowl in 22? Jalen Hertz was elite. Patrick Mahomes was pretty elite. Kadarius Toney was elite. That for 60 minutes. Not saying he's an elite player. For 60 minutes, he had a touchdown and a massive punt return that put them in game-winning field goal or field position to take over that football game in the fourth quarter. That's my favorite part about the Super Bowl. I don't give a shit you're the number one defense. I don't give a shit about 2,900 passing yards. I don't care about 2,400 rushing yards. 60 minutes. Go and do it. If Saquon Barkley has 60 yards in this Eagles game and they lose, yeah, then what?
I'm going to make a little public service announcement. If Saquon Barkley has 60 yards rushing in this football game and Hertz has 3 picks, don't show up for some of you because it will be very difficult for you to hear.
Hertz isn't going to have 3 picks. They don't force the ball downfield like that. They don't throw the ball into tight windows enough for it to have 3 picks.
So if you get behind by 14 points to the Chiefs, you think
okay, let me ask you. The Chiefs haven't been ahead by 14 points at any point in this season.
Hey, you throw theories at me that you're going to run them over, so I'll throw a theory at you. If they're up by 14, I mean, you're going to have to start throwing the ball with the boy wonder.
I never said that. Do you agree with this? Because this is what John McMullen said. We were talking about this. I'm not going to predict a blowout, okay? I'm not. I'm telling you right now, my prediction on Friday is not going to be a blowout. But the Eagles are more capable of blowing them out. That, like, if the Chiefs win the game,
why?
I think it's going to be a close game. If the Eagles win the game, it could be close, but it could also be a blowout.
More set up for a blowout than the Kansas City?
I think they have a better running game. I think they can close out a game better, and I think they have a better defense.
Well, they don't close many games out. They keep everybody in the game because they don't have a passing game. Name me one. Dude, you were in games against Jacksonville. You were in games against Jacksonville, the Rams. Every one of those games.
Those are 4 or 5 games of a 20-game year. I mean, they've had games where they've also had game stills where they.
How many one-score games have you guys won this year yourself?
Not as many as the Chiefs.
Okay, the Chiefs don't have near the talent you have.
No, but come on, how many games have you seen Saquon Barkley have a 60-yard run in the fourth quarter to ice the game?
No, but how many games, dude? You're in games versus the Jags. I mean,
dude, that is bullshit. You know that's bullshit.
They had the ball on the 13-yard line going
in. Chiefs beat the Panthers on a field goal.
Hey, wait, the 2 teams that are in the top 5 in the draft in April, the last possession, they were on the 10 going in. No, you closed.
Wait, look at Jay Brown. Jay Brown, good to have you back. Jay Brown says winning a 1-score game.
Jags and
wait, now the pendulum. Now the table has turned. The goalpost has been carried from outside of the United States. We're actually joining our friends up in Canada with the goalpost now, and we've delivered the goalpost to Canada. Now you have to win by more than 1 score. You got to be kidding me, Sills.
No, hey, Canada. The football field's wider and longer in Canada. What the fuck do they know about football? Actually, I played in Canada.
I like how you're taking shots at Canada all day. That was really fun.
Yeah, hey, LJ Trudeau, he had to leave and go back and milk his cow.
Yeah, he might have. He might have.
All right, how about this one here? Jalen Carter versus Trey Smith and Joe Thuney. Both these guys are first-team All-Pros, but still Carter, who's just been absolutely insane great, man. I mean, that's something to keep an eye on because I think Jalen Carter has to have a big internal game because if you're going to pressure Mahomes, I don't think it's off the perimeter. I think it's going to be up in his face. That's where you've got to get him moving around in that pocket, and then you've got to get contained with Sweat. Josh Sweat, by the way, is got to contain along with Nolan Smith. They've got to keep those guys Yeah, you got to keep him in the pocket and in the sandbox.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And by the way, I think Nolan Smith is a guy to watch in this game. Not because I'm high on him, because of what he's done. That's part of it. But I don't like Jawan Taylor versus him at all. Jawan Taylor, he's fat. Nolan Smith is fast. Jawan Taylor struggles with speed. He is going. I'm going to bet you that he's going to have at least one offensive holding call in this football game. Now, maybe if the refs are holding their flags, which, by the way, I won't be mad. I like when refs let guys play, especially in playoff football.
That doesn't favor you.
I know it doesn't favor me, but I'd rather let the football game be played and let the best team win. Who's going to be more physical? Who's going to down? That's why I tweeted out, and everybody got all mad at me on might have been the NFC Championship game when they called the flag on Saquon for stepping out of bounds. I'm like, that was a shit call. Let the guys play. It's the NFC Championship game. The best running back in the league is making forward progress, stepping out of bounds. The guy's allowed to hit him. It's a shit call. I like letting the guys play. So maybe they won't. But Jawan Taylor's going to be holding Nolan Smith all game.
I got to tell you, the two worst penalties or the two worst situation referees are put in, the NBA refs dictate on a fifth foul or sixth foul who's in the game or not. I mean, it's all subjective. And then pass interference. And if you let those guys play, that ref is sitting there doing, Patrick Mahomes got to be PI. I don't know. It's Jalen Hurts. That can't be PI. That's what I'm good. That's the dude. If Hertz was playing against Jaden Daniels, Hertz is going to get that call. But he's playing against Mahomes. Oh, pass interference. Are you fucking kidding me, guys?
All right, let me ask you something.
I think that's the thing. It's called Jordan rules.
No, you're right. You're right. Have Eagles fans succeeded in this regard? Okay. Hear me out here. Is it possible that we have now tipped the pendulum where I know people have complained about officials in the past. I've never heard Roger Goodell, now the head of the official court or whatever that group was, came out today and responded to it. These are ridiculous claims. We have now made them answer to it. So I don't care. There's human elements to this. These officials are human beings. They are going into this game knowing, okay, everybody is watching. Now, I'm not saying that's going to change them. Maybe they'll still call it for the Chiefs. Maybe he'll still get all the calls. It's possible. But there's a heightened awareness in the air right now about officials. Goodell, the commissioner of the league, is answering about it. Another dude came out today and spoke about it. Oh, this is a BS narrative, blah, 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 blah. I think we could have switched the pendulum, baby. We could have shifted it back, and now they're going to be giving the Eagles calls. Well done, Eagles fans.
Well, I'll tell you something, man. This guy swings always on the positive side for Philly.
Oh, bullshit. You've been telling me to be negative all year long. We're in the damn Super Bowl. I'm going to be insufferable to you for a couple of days, and you're going to like it.
Hey, let me do this now. Oh, well, if you guys start going back to what you want to do in 23, you'll never get back to the Super Bowl. You do this, what you're doing now, you'll get to many. Don't worry, I've got it all planned out already. So if we're going to go with your theory, my friend, and you think you swung the pendulum, so let's just have a shits and giggles conversation here. What's best for the league? What's best for the face of the franchise? Hertz, who can't throw, or Mahomes.
Stop
or Mahomes, who Mahomes is a generational player.
Come on, man.
Generational player. Mahomes, generational player. Jalen Hertz, 2903. I don't. What's best for a passing lead? What's best for a passing lead? A mailman or the guy who delivers?
All right, you want to go money? You want to go business? What's a better city? What's a city that breeds more money? Kansas City or Philadelphia?
What's a more recognized franchise, Kansas City or Philly? Kansas City got 5 rings.
Now I mean that might be a tough one to answer now. But
you know what really is, all seriousness?
I still think it's Philly because of the size of the market. Yeah.
Me too. Remember something. The Tiffany division in football is the NFC East. Why? Look, Cowboys, DC, New York, and Philly. It's the only division in all of football that every team in the divisions won a Super Bowl. Kansas City's boring? Yeah, pretty much. I've been there. Great
Yeah,
stadium.
boring ass place. No
What do
economic.
you think is a more recognizable helmet? Eagle helmet or KC's helmet?
Eagle helmet, iconic. Dude, where the Eagles? Think about that. This is no Eagle homer involved. That's the best mascot in football. I don't care what anybody says.
It's the best flyover ever.
It's the best mascot in football. It really is. It's the
flying
bird of America.
That bird flying in is the best thing I've ever seen.
It's the best mascot in football.
That's the best thing I've ever. I don't keep your fucking jets.
Wait, I got something.
Flying that bird in, man.
I got something.
Is awesome.
I got something for you. Check it out. Speaking of Eagles,
I love that thing, man.
Yeah, I love Eagles. The eagle as an actual bird is sick.
But you got
America is the greatest country on earth.
But the history of the NFL is in Kansas City. Here's why. Lamar Hunt invented the AFC, and he is the founder of the Chiefs. There's no Kansas City Chiefs or AFC without Lamar Hunt. Okay, I mean, now look, Bert Bell was the owner at one time of the Eagles, and he was former commissioner of the league. I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. The history, Eagles been around since 1933, I think. Kansas City's been around since 63. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a New England guy, so I'm going to take Eagles. Okay, I'm going to take Eagles because I grew up on that. I hated the Philadelphia Eagles growing up because I was a Giant fan. My uncle played there.
I know you do. I can sense it in your commentary.
Okay? What do you mean in my commentary? The fuck are you talking about? My commentary.
I knew Sileo was going to get I knew Sileo was going to get mad at that one. Oh, shit. You teed me up for that one, brother. You teed me up for that one.
Jalen Carter versus Creed Humphrey.
Yeah, get ready, Creed Humphrey. Welcome to the show, big guy. Welcome to the show. Jalen Carter's about to put him on skates. Welcome to the show, Creed.
He's the best player in his position.
You're a nice player and all, but you haven't gone up against Jalen Carter. He's going to take you with one hand and ragdoll you like he has the rest of the freaking league. Excuse me, Creed. I got somewhere to get to. Get the fuck out of here. That's what he's going to do.
How about Chris Jones versus Cam Jurgens with his fucking weak back?
Yeah, we might have the same problem. We might have that problem with Chris Jones on the other side, but no, I like Cam.
I heard he said he's ready to go for Sunday.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready to go. He'll be ready to go. So that'll be good.
Hey, did John give you any update on any of the injuries?
They're pretty good. They're pretty healthy. Everybody's good. Landon will
Everyone's
be good. Jurgen's gonna be good. Jalen's good. AJ's good. Quinyon Mitchell's good. Everybody's good. I mean, from the guys who are out there, obviously, N'Kobe Dean's out, like guys like that are obviously out. But from the active guys, everybody is in pretty good health, is what I was told.
Who's your outlier guy for Super Bowl 59? Guy that you could just out of his have a Tim Smith game where he goes for 200 yards. Somebody like that. Is there anybody on both sides?
Okay, I'll give you one from each team.
Yeah, I think it's Worthy.
You took mine from Kansas City. I was going to go Worthy just because I think he has that breakaway ability. All right. And then the next guy, I also could put Pacheco in there. I think Pacheco is kind of a gritty, hungry-ass player. And he's from the area, so I do like him as a player. But
was he a Jersey guy?
Yeah. Yep, Jersey guy. I'm going to say for the Eagles, I guess it's not that much of a sleeper, but we've already said him on the show, Devontae Smith. Right. I mean, I think that's you come into this game if you're the Chiefs and you look at Saquon Barkley and you say, I want to get rid of that guy. You look at AJ Brown, you say, I got to get him out of the game plan. That leaves Devontae Smith going up against, let's be honest, a little bit lesser corners. I mean, and I think that could give a chance for Smitty to eat. Now, not the problem, but the thing about
tight end could win the MVP in this game.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know though. I like Goddard, but I don't think I feel like
linebackers can't cover, dude.
I feel like my problem with picking Goddard is I don't believe the Eagles make Goddard enough of a focal point on offense. You look at the Chiefs, their game plan is scripted basically to have Kelsey as the first or second option on every single passing
He's
play.
always looking for
You
him.
look at the Eagles, it's like you're lucky to have Goddard as the third option on any given play. So from that perspective, it's not my favorite thing in the world to pick Goddard. I do think you're right. He has a chance to have a big game in this one, but I'm going to go Devontae just because I feel like he's going to have a major mismatch. Now, it all comes down to Jalen, though. This is why I've been telling you that I believe Jalen Hurts is going to be the Super Bowl MVP of this game, because I believe he has to be. And if you're telling me that Devontae Smith is going to have a bunch of yards, how? Jalen Hurts needs to have a good game. That's how. So I believe Jalen's going to have a big game, but sleeper for big yards like that, I'm going Smitty, and I'll go Pacheco. You're going to take Worthy. I'll go Pacheco.
Kellen Moore versus Steve Spagnuolo.
Steve Spagnuolo, not even close.
Okay, what does he have to do, in your opinion?
I think Kellen
be on the offense against Steve.
From Kellen's perspective, I honestly think it's pretty simple.
You
got to run the ball successfully on first down, and you got to keep it. You got to keep third and short. That's it. I mean, if you get into third and 8 and longer, I'm not going to say it's over.
Oh,
man, are you going to make your game plan a lot harder? Okay.
Let me tell you something. If you run the football against Spagnuolo, I don't give a fuck how many exotic blitzes you have, and if you're third and short the entire ball game, you're going to run them off the scoreboard. Dude, there's no way of stopping that.
I'm with you, man. Run the ball.
If you see 3rd and 7 a bunch of times, Eagles are in trouble. Okay? That's not their game.
3rd and 7 is a little better.
How many times this year have you seen the Eagles 3rd and 7? Not many. Why? They run the shit out of the ball.
See, I'm gonna be a pain in the ass and go. I'm gonna say 3rd and 8. All right, because 3rd and 7, you can pick up 4 yards, and I think the Birds will go for it. 4th and 3. Depending on where you are, if you're past the 45-yard line, they're probably gonna go for it.
Don't give Patrick Mahomes a short field if you miss that. Okay,
yeah,
like Brady would tell you.
Yeah, you can't coach to lose this game.
What's the end result here? What's the end of the means here? Where are you in the game?
Do not coach to lose this game,
I'm
Nick.
not saying that. I'm saying you better. Remember, I said this to you too, Zander. There's going to be 5 coaching decisions in this game that are going to determine the outcome of the game, because look how close a play here and there was in 57. Dude, it really doesn't matter who plays great. Who fucks up the most is the key. Somebody, look at Hertz. Hertz played great. One fuck up and hurt his game. Dude, it doesn't matter how many great yards you throw for, how many touchdowns you score. You make the critical mistake in the ball game.
Yeah, you're right.
It's over.
Wait, isn't that a famous Jimmy Johnson quote?
Totally. Jimmy never cared about high explosive plays. You know what he cared about? Bad plays.
Yeah, limiting bad plays. He said that on the Fox pregame show a couple of weeks ago, and I remember saying to myself, I want to mention that to Big Sills. I remember Jimmy saying that on the pregame show this year. It was really good.
Yeah, he said it here. He goes, "I never."
Oh, right, he said it on the show. That's right. I remember.
He's always been, hey, high explosive plays are great, but the key is don't make the critical mistake that costs your team the game. Those are going to be more glaring than high profile plays. I mean it. And that's how Brady won 7 Super Bowls, Zander. He won 7 Super Bowls doing that. Zander's all smiles, man. He thinks he's got this fucking game in the bag.
I don't think it's in the bag. I just feel good about it. I think we match up well. I believe we're a better team than we were in 22. I think Jalen's more equipped to handle the moment. I think the defense is better. I think the coordinator's better. I think your offensive line is better, more physical. I think you have a much better running back. I think you have a better defensive tackle with Jalen Carter. I love Fletcher Cox, but Jalen Carter is a train wreck for teams.
Is that enough?
Well, they got the great equalizer in Patrick Mahomes. That's always the question. Do you want me to feel like a loser going into?
I'm asking you. Is that enough?
No.
Is that enough?
Team.
Is that enough?
Yes.
With so much.
It's enough, baby.
It's so much conviction. I hear it. You see? Did you hear his knee? I even heard his knees fucking wobbling. Yeah. Yeah. How do you go against a guy that's been to 5 of these now, and he's got 3 of them in the bag, and he's got 3 Super Bowl MVPs? How are you? And he's 27. How are you going against him?
Who? Go against who? Mahomes?
Mahomes. He's 29, I think.
Because he's got a squeaky voice.
He does. And he's got a dad's body.
No, I don't care about that. No, he's a good player. He's unbelievable. I mean,
He was like Gumby.
we thought it was going to be years before we saw another Brady, and he's basically if he wins this, he's going to be well ahead of Brady. So, yeah, pretty remarkable what he's done. But I don't know. I just think that we're a better team. I really do. I think as good as they have been, I think we're a better version than anybody they have faced. And
what I love the most about Media Day yesterday was the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, which I will be pointing out later on the Twitter at Dan Sileo Show, agrees with Big Sills when it comes to giving Nick Sirianni any kudos. Yeah, his emotions sometimes get the best of him. And where have we heard this? You know what? His greatest asset is his emotions, and his worst asset is his emotions and his passion. Gee, who told you that? Hey, Jeff, you want material? All you have to do is email Big Z, and he'll send you Big Sill shit over. How you doing? These people listen to the show. I feel like I have been.
I know Jeffrey Lurie listens to Birds 365 because John McMullen was talked to about something he mentioned on the show on Birds 365 that he told me about. So I know the people at the facility are listening to JAKIB Sports. We know that, and Lurie also dropped a risk averse last night, and John McMullen uses that phrase like once a day on Birds 365. So I'm thinking he's listening. I'm thinking he's tuned in. Mr. Lurie, no dome, and we did not lose the Super Bowl because of the flag. Take that victim mentality and get it out of here.
What I loved was that this is him being right is that when I had Merrill on once, I go, Merrill, where are you? He goes, I'm in Sirianni's office. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Nick was on the other side of him listening to Merrill do an interview with us when we were doing that. This was about a year ago we did that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Office. He goes, yeah, I'm in Nick's office now. So let's read these super chats, Zander.
All right, let's do it. We got Keith Byers at 5:30. That should be
Hey,
good.
by the way, man, seriously, I mean, come on, man. Dome, not happening. Don't put the dome on that bitch.
Look at dorky ass. Wait. Look at dorky ass James Jones. So he came in here with another comment like this.
He's just pissed off because his commander.
Wait, I ripped him to shreds because our team beat him 55-23. And as far as I'm concerned, you can go back to the broom closet for the summer, kid. And then he starts DMing me. Oh my God, don't say this about me. And here he is again, calling me James. 55-23, big dog. You ain't even in the room. You ain't even in the arena, brother. T-Bone, what's up, T-Bone? This is my take. T-Bone, I didn't get to your email yet, brother. I'll get there, all right? In 22, 3 plays handed the Chiefs the win. Birds would have won by 21. Birds owned Chiefs and with not as good of a team. Jalen's fumble, 2 defensive flubs, and equal 2 Chiefs touchdowns. Not this time. Well done, T-Bone. I'm with you, bro.
Hey, T-Bone, I'm glad that you're part of the group called the Woulda, Shoulda, Donna guys. That's a famous club in Philly, the Woulda, Shoulda guys. How you doing? Is there a jersey with that? Probably number 01.
I love T-Bone.
What's your name on the back? Consolation prize?
No.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Sills doesn't want us to be great.
I love you, bro.
Sills wants us to be miserable. Sileo wants us to be miserable. Don't let him win.
I want you to be in the world of reality here.
Nah, get out of here. Here we go. Harv, what's up, Harv? Talk about guy. Super Bowl XIII. What is that, 13?
That's when the Steelers. It's Steelers and Cowboys at the Orange Bowl.
What's X? Is X what?
30?
50
or 20? What
is
it?
50?
35?
Isn't this year XIV or no LI? This year, no, L is 50. I'm off.
That was the Super. That was a Harv. That's the Super Bowl in Miami, right?
I think that's 13.
Cowboys and Steelers.
XIII.
And Jackie Smith dropped the touchdown pass in the end zone.
It's 13. I'm right. Look at that. I'm now a Roman numeral wizard. You see that? Talk about Super Bowl XIII 13 when Jackie Smith dropped a touchdown pass and cost Dallas.
Probably the greatest Super Bowl I've ever seen. Is that one there when I was a young kid?
Maybe I'll run that tape back.
Yeah, you should watch that game because
Yeah.
there's Hall of Famers on. I would say this, right, Harv? There's probably, let me see. I would make Zander. There's probably 15 Hall of Famers on that game. In that game,
Let me go check
one
it
of
out.
the greatest games of all time, man.
Super Bowl XIII.
Yeah,
I hate Roman numerals. Like, can we move on from Roman numerals, or are we still
I
there?
tried to make it a gladiator thing back in the day. And
It's just like, come on, Brian Pumper. So the Chiefs three-peat is scheduled for Sunday. On to the draft, fellas. Sills, how's that Arroyo kid out of the U? Anybody out of the U should not be taking bad culture. They're not panning out as pros right now. Wait till they get back to dominance. The University of Alabama dynasty that existed under Nick Saban has surpassed the Miami dynasty from the 80s and the 90s. So thank you very much.
Hey, Brian.
University of Alabama.
Hey, Brian, let me know the next time an Alabama guy gets into the fucking Hall of Fame. Let me know. Hook me up on that one.
Oh, shit.
You know how many Miami guys have gone in the Hall of Fame in the last 15 years? 11. How you doing? That's right, kid. Who are you going to put in there? Hightower?
What's that?
Who are you going to put in the Hall of Fame? Hightower?
Twiz with a grave insult. He says Xander's deaf a liberal. Yeah, Twiz.
What's got to do with sports, dickhead?
I will tell you 100% that is a false accusation. Mad Dio says, my JAKIB postgame show take midpoint of season. Jalen plays the competition down to Panthers, up to Ravens, Steelers, commies last week. Mahomes in 22 and 23. Straight jacket comment confirms it.
Straight jacket, baby. Keep him in it. Keep him in the straight jacket. You have a chance of sailing home. You take him out of the straight jacket, you'll be in trouble.
Keep doing what you're doing, Jalen, to win football. Jalen, keep the main thing, brother. Well done, my friend. Well done, Jay Hertz.
He's a good-looking fellow.
There you go. 30 days says, I bet a 40-yard touchdown play gets called back for either holding or illegal lineman downfield on Philly.
Yes.
40-yard touchdown. 30 D's drinking some extra Eagle Kool-Aid juice this morning.
That bum juice,
not only is it a ref is going to have a bad call, but it's going to mitigate a 40-yard touchdown play. All right, we'll see, Dirty D. We'll see. I'll remember you if it happens. Master Chief. What's up, Master Chief? You know what it says? Do you know what Master Chief means?
It's like a Navy term.
No, okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one that didn't know. Jalen Hurts is not elite, but he is clutch. He will make that run. He will make that run or that throw to win the Super Bowl. We beat the Patriots on the second try. Let's go, Chief. Don't let Sileo talk you out of that take.
Master Chief. Hey, just keep Jalen mailing out and handing out the mail. Over here, let everybody else. Troy Aikman was a mailman. We got a problem with Troy Aikman's 3 Super Bowls. He was a mailman. Okay? Why do you guys get your panties in a bind? Troy Aikman won 3 Super Bowls being a mailman. You all right with that? Sandra, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan. I like Jalen Hurts because he's good, but I'm an Eagles fan. I want to win Super Bowls.
Bob Greasy was a mailman. Right. Certain guys have roles. Jalen Hurts' role on that team was to deliver the mail, put it in the box, close the thing, and go away. And let the other guys be stars. That's exactly what he is.
Look at Paul Barbarian. Look, I knew some of your Miamiites would come out. It's like a Jalenites, but they're Hurricane-ites. It's a cane stick. Always Big Sills. Big Z doesn't understand. 305. Yeah, Miami.
Go get him, Paul.
Palm trees and honey. Hey, woo, Miami.
Paul, Overtown, Liberty City, baby. You got it.
Okay. All right. Who else we got? Dio again. Jalen played that way last week. He played well.
Nice. Hey, finally showed up after 18 weeks. Way to go, kid. Only took you 18 weeks to get to take the straight jacket off.
Look at Prince is telling me you're making me stupider. So can you confirm or deny that
How could
accusation?
Prince know? He was in lockup and he was in solitary confinement. How
Yeah,
the fuck
Prince,
did he
yeah,
know?
Prince, maybe it's you, big dog. Maybe you're the dumb one, Prince.
Hey.
Maybe it's not Sills or me.
Are you crazy? This guy was eating bologna sandwiches and drinking Kool-Aid in lockup.
Yo, Prince, you walked into that one, my friend. You walked into that one. Here we go.
Hey, Zander, he was the one guy in the big, like, buffalo hat hanging off the Capitol wall. Yeah, Zander's Prince. Next time I see him on CNN,
I will say
go look
Prince.
at Prince. That's my buddy Prince right there. He's
Wait,
got a
Prince,
buffalo hat on.
You know Prince won a jersey, right, this week. So shout out to Prince. But I will say this about Prince. It is a little weird, Prince.
Yeah.
You know, Donnie J gets back in office, and here comes Prince. All of a sudden, Prince is back in the chat.
Seriously,
weird,
you want to hear how serious this was? It made me laugh my ass. Here's Zander. Look, you got to look at the face. Zander goes, "Hey, Sills, man, see Prince is back." I'm thinking, you know, what are you thinking? He goes, "I don't know. I think this guy may have been put away for a little." Oh my God.
I love you, Prince. I appreciate you, brother. Here we go. We got a bunch of super chats today. Thanks, everybody. 41-33. It's bullshit, to be honest. Sills picks 31 teams. We get one. He's crying about your content.
Hey, wait. Well, that's been pared down to 2 now. You and one other one. The odds are now 50-50. You have a 50-50 shot of shutting me up Super Bowl Sunday and the post game. And then on Monday, I told you what I'm going to do. If you freaks win this bitch, I'm going to be a man of my word. I'm going to put some of you guys on. Zander and I will put that together. I'm not going to do 4 hours of it, I don't think.
Of what?
You think I should put these guys on to talk shit to me for 4 hours?
No. 4 hours? No way.
How about 1 hour?
They're going to have enough. You're doing that on the Tuesday show. I've already told these people. It's not the Monday show. It's the Tuesday
Oh, yeah, that's
show.
right. We want to – okay.
It's the Tuesday show, all right?
So
we got business to handle,
If you win, okay, you're going to be right or I'm going to be right.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dio checks in again. Dio, thanks for the support, bro. The Chiefs ran the ball down our throat in the second half, and Gannon couldn't stop it.
They did? They ran the ball down you guys' throat? I thought
they had
like 120 some odd yards in that game. Maybe most of it did come in the second half.
Remember, they had the big Mahomes run on third down.
That's right.
That was a huge run. Pacheco did have a good bit of yards in that second half. The Chiefs really didn't start playing in that game till the second. I mean, not playing, but you know what I mean. Remember, one of the biggest talking points at halftime was the Chiefs have barely gotten the ball. Eagles have had the ball the whole game. And then that switched quick after halftime. Dio again can't get the image of puke hanging off of McNabb's face mask.
Hey, Mad D, you gagged that 22 Super Bowl too, guy. Look, you're up 10. And hey, wait a minute. So you're up 10 and you had 25 more offensive plays than them. I don't know. I mean, holy shit. I didn't realize you guys gave that game back. You gave that game back to them.
Yeah, look at Zeal. 4 hours. I'm going to lay into him for 4 years.
Hey,
oh my God, Zeal, yes. He deserves it, and he knows it. Look at the grin on his face. He knows it. If Jalen gets over the hump, you'll never win with that guy. You'll never win without a passing game. You'll never win. You'll never do it.
You're not winning because of him.
That's not what you said.
Okay.
You said you will never win with that guy.
Now that is a goalpost move. Now hold on here. Here's my pre-stats for Herz at February 4th, Jerome Brown's birthday. Ready?
Oh, let's get a load of these. We got more supers, by the way. We'll get there.
18 of 21 for 98 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 75 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Actually, I'll up that passing number to 104 yards and 75 yards rushing. Dude, he could have 3 TDs in the game. What the fuck are you talking? Dude, he averages 130 yards passing a game anyway. All I did was 104, 75 rushing, 2 TDs rushing, and 1 TD throwing. He's got 3 TDs. That's 21 points. What are you moaning about?
Breaking news, everybody. The goalpost has now boarded a ship, okay? And it is leaving the country of Canada, and it will go where are we going to go?
Picking up LJ Trudeau.
Where do we want to go? Europe? Where are we moving to the goal? Where are we?
I want to go to Panama to get the canal back.
I think that might already be back soon, isn't it? I heard something about that. Let's get to these super chats.
Yeah.
We got Keith Byers coming.
I told you this, man. Maple syrup, hockey, strip clubs, and beer. That's all Canada has.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's a good thing we got the goalpost out of there quick. Always Sunny says, Goodell is handing Mahomes this 3-peat to stick it to Brady. #rigged. What a loser mentality that is. Always Sunny. That's a loser mentality. I don't believe that for a second.
Let's see.
We're going to win this football game. That's what I believe.
Face of the league. Everyone hates Philly. You guys would be like, see, I don't think the Chiefs are the villain here. I think the Eagles are the villains.
Wait, look. What is the tariffs for the goal? Don't get political. We're gonna have a bunch of people crying about it. You know how people get. They can't handle one piece of.
I can't have it. I get hollered at later, so I can't have it.
Brian Pumper says fumble was life changing. That fumble caused a ripple effect in the space time continuum. There's an argument that fumble created Kensington Avenue. No, Kensington's been around for a long time.
This guy's like Trudeau here, man. Look at this, man. Oh, excuse me, Brian. I didn't mean Trudeau. I meant Thoreau, the author. How you doing? Holy shit, this guy's writing soliloquies here.
Brian Pumper, have you ever been to Philly? It sounds like you haven't, Brian. Come on, Pumper, with that comment.
You know, Pumper.
The Phillies ace 34. What's up, big dog? Stills, you can't be this naive. Chiefs are winning because Mahomes is the new poster boy. Also have Swift narrative. Nobody likes Philly, just saying. The Phillies ace. Don't be a bitch. What is that comment? Oh, they're going to give it to Mahomes. No, go out there, bully them, run the ball down their throat, get some stops on defense, be the #1 defense in the NFL, and win the football game. And we're the city of champions. With all this BS, we lost before we played the game. I hate that crap. It's like Sileo. You're Sileo-ized. We got to make the gummy, the edible. Sileo-ized.
The Sileo gummy. It's a little chubby.
I've already been joking about that. You take one gummy, and about 14 minutes later, you start saying, I don't think the Eagles are going to be good. And 32 minutes later, you start saying, Jalen Hertz sucks as a quarterback. And then 60 minutes later, you don't even want to be an Eagle fan anymore. I mean, come on.
That's called the residue effect of Big Sills. How you doing?
Holy shit, Ace. Losing the game before we even play it. Matt Diaz says, snow bunnies are ski sport slow potties. That is not what snow bunnies are. Do you not know what a snow bunny is?
I thought it was like a gummy bear kind of
It's
thing.
a white chick.
Oh, okay.
It's a white chick. That's it. Okay. That's all it is. Always Sunny. Tell Zander how shitty the last owner was. Yeah, I know how shitty he was. 41-33. Hertz outscored Pat in Super Bowl 57. Not a theory. We already got
L.
Yeah, that's a
L.
Shit. That's
shit take.
Look, we got a bunch of people in the chat that love snow bunnies.
L.
Snow bunnies equal fine white girl.
We're
off the rip. We got to take this train and get it back on the Canadian train tracks.
Hey, pump. The reason I don't like snow bunnies, that ass ain't where it needs to be. I don't like iron. Hey, all I say to you, Pump, is I don't like ironing boards, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. All right, moving on. Moving on here. You guys are making it tough today, man. Here we go. Luke's dad. What's up, Luke? Appreciate him becoming a member today, man. He became a legend member, so shout out to Luke's dad. How you doing? 28-17 Birds. Jalen Carter will be the difference. Feed Saquon early. Let Jalen play where he's best in the red zone. Let's go, Luke's dad. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
If Zach Bond wins the most valuable player award in the Super Bowl, That's 18 million.
I think that might be light.
If he wins that MVP award, do you really think they're going to pay 60 million for 3 years for him? The MVP could go in the open market of the Super Bowl 2 months later. If you're his agent, don't you go, look, I know you love the place, but you're telling me you don't think someone would offer you 20 million annually. You're the Super Bowl MVP. You're in line for the Defensive Player of the Year award, and you're the first team All-Pro, and you got more votes than Fred Warner and also Roquan Smith. And you're fucking going to go, I'll take 11. When you're leaving 9 per on the table, are you – come on, businessman.
You're right. You're right. I look, I don't disagree with you. Sills got a lower back. Sills has a lower back tattoo that says "squat this."
I heard someone took a cigarette butt.
Wait, what do they call them? What do
Prince, I heard they put a tattoo on you. Said right.
What do they call them? Sills tramp stamps or something? What do they call them?
Tramp stamps.
At the lower back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, Prince, somebody put their cigarette butt on your ear, and then they got that and they put on there right here, right on your arm.
All right, here we go. Brian Pumper. Mahomes is LeBron. Hertz is DeMar DeFrozen. I'll bet on 15 all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Kermit for the win. You got to be kidding me, Pumper.
Holy shit, he's Ben Simmons. Hertz is Ben Simmons, and the other guy's LeBron. Oh, my God. Yeah, if you had to compare basketball, okay, Patrick Mahomes is Jordan. Jalen Hurts is who's that white guy that played in Cleveland?
Who? Kyle
No, the guy in Utah. He's John Stockton.
Oh, older guy. John Stockton.
Hey,
he was great.
Hurts is John Stockton.
It's a shame. Isn't it truly a shame what's happened with the NBA? It used to be such an amazing league.
It is.
It really did. It was my favorite league growing up. I loved the history of the game. I loved watching documentaries. I loved getting into the game. You watch it today, man, it's like a different sport. It really is.
Look at what LeBron hasn't done for the NBA. He's made load management fashionable. He's brought no viewers, all-time ratings lows. He drafted his untalented son, or had the NBA draft his untalented son.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything you're saying.
Then he turns around and he makes the NBA trade Luka Doncic to the fucking Lakers. Wow. I mean, you're telling me Boston wouldn't have offered up because they've got all those max deals up there, that you couldn't have offered a better deal than Boston and got more talent in Dallas? I mean, then look at the Lakers.
Look, I understand that not everybody's going to be a LeBron fan and all, and I understand he's kind of a controversial guy, but I don't really agree that he's the main reason for what's happened in this league. You go back to LeBron's early career, he didn't miss games. He didn't miss any.
What I'm saying is he has, but the visibility of the sport, when Jordan was there, it was must-see television. They had all-time ratings.
Oh,
he's the face of the league. He hasn't brought in viewers. It
was must-see television 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I think. I really do. I'll never forget watching, LeBron when he went back to Cleveland and won that, and that was even an amazing feat. And when he went to Miami, those were amazing times. And
that was a great finals against Golden State when they
you could actually argue that it got a lot worse after Kevin Durant went back to the Warriors. I'm not saying he's the main culprit. I'm saying that was the turning point when I feel like a lot of I'm not even gonna lie to you, I didn't even watch the NBA Finals last year. That is crazy that I didn't watch the NBA Finals.
I'll make a point to you about LeBron, just so everyone knows. I think LeBron James is arguably one of the top 5 players that has ever played in the sport. I don't know how you don't put Kareem in there. I mean, Kareem, Michael, LeBron. You could throw, if you want, Shaq in there. Magic Johnson's in there, but LeBron is in that conversation of one of the greatest players. He's the only guy, Zander, that I think you could play at all 5 spots, and he'd be an all-star. I mean, he'd be an all-star at all 5 spots.
Yeah.
And you could build a team around him. But,
I know. He's pretty remarkable talent. I don't know what.
But look what the NFL did to the NBA. they moved them off of Christmas Day. I mean, they don't even have Christmas Day games anymore.
I know.
Because
And
the
LeBron had to
NFL
admit
now
that. Did you hear him admit that on Kelsey's podcast? Because LeBron was like, "It's our day," and then he was like, "Yeah, from a viewership standpoint, it's not." Yeah, it's not. Not at all.
People
All
watch.
right, we got a bunch more supers when we were doing the supers because man, that was a good set of super chats today, man. I've been laughing for 2 hours. I've been laughing for 2 hours and 45 minutes since the show started.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Love you, Sills. This time, birds don't turn over ball, run ball down the throat, an effective pass when unexpected. WC shoulda will be left in the dust this time. What's he saying?
If they run the ball, they don't turn it over, and they stick to their guns, and they play defense like they have, it's going to be a tough day for KC. KC's going to have to do special things. Personally, when I look at Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowls, he's made critical game moves and decisions in games that have won him those games, but he hasn't put 4 quarters of football together in any one of those Super Bowls. I mean, Zander, you go back and watch him. You know, if I'm going to be fair about Jalen's play, in that game, Mahomes has played in stretches. He has not played. I don't know how many games has he thrown for over 200 yards in one? I mean, he just hasn't really put up enormous numbers in those games, but he makes plays when it matters.
It's what we talked about earlier, though, with Jimmy. He didn't make a negative play, right? And ultimately, that came back to give him what he needed. And I think Jalen's kind of adopted that mindset. I'd like to see Jalen take a couple more shots, but I think he has for the most part. Harv checks in again. I'm a football junkie. I study the game and really try to know the history. I can tell, Harv. I appreciate your comments. Good stuff. Paul Barbarian. It's a Canes thing. Always big sales. Big Z doesn't understand. 305, baby. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get him, Paul. Go get him. There you go. Absolutely.
DC Trucker. My guy, DC. What's up, brother?
Love this guy.
As long as Sills picks KC to win, we are all good. We'll see.
I'll let you know Friday what I'm going to do.
DC, you've been listening.
DC, if you were in a fist fight, would you want a guy who was going to sit out about 5 feet, jab you? Or would you fear the guy who's going to get up on you in a phone booth and beat the fuck out of you? I think you get an idea where I would hang. I wouldn't want to get hit by the guy who could beat my ass in a phone booth.
Well, I'm telling you, for anybody that's listened to your show for 4.5 years since it's been on JAKIB, use your common sense on Sileo's philosophies, and you'll know which way he's going here. Mad D.O. Jalen wasn't in a straitjacket for the NFC Championship game and will not be in a straitjacket for the Super Bowl. Master Chief is a military rank designation. Yeah, I was talking about Master Chief. I guess it's some Halo thing or something.
Mad D, if they take him out of the straitjacket and do something they haven't done all year long as a consistent basis, now maybe again, to what Zander said, one game, one moment. We're not talking about in season. Who knows? Because to me, if they throw the ball for over 30 times in that game, they'll lose. You'll lose. If you throw that ball 20 to 24 times in that game, that's on your formula. If you start doing things that you don't do, and you're not going to, why in the world would you not want to run the ball in Kansas City where they struggle stopping the run? They're better in the secondary too. Why would you want to do that? Why? Because you want to make a point? You don't want to make a point in the Super Bowl, dude. You want to win the game. That's all you want to do. You want to win the game. You're not trying to make a point in the Super Bowl. You can make a point next year, okay, during the season. Try to make your point where you want to have a passing offense. Isn't it funny? The Philadelphia Eagles under Jalen Herz this entire reign won a passing game, and they can't get one. Now that they decide to run the ball, they're in the Super Bowl again.
We'll see. Lord Grace
paying for a passing game that they don't have.
Check out my guy here. He just sent me this picture on social media. All right, first, actually, I'll show you this picture first. I love the great people, Sills, of JAKIB Nation, the people that keep us on the air. Look, this guy's wearing our Stout U sweatshirt in the Rocky Mountains out in Colorado. That's pretty sick, right? But look at my guy here. SB Ricky just sent me this on Twitter. He got his Jalen Carter jersey. Check that jersey out, baby. Jalen Carter is becoming the most coveted jersey, Sills, of any.
Look at that guy there, man. He looks like a Q-tip wearing that thing, man.
Dude, SB Ricky, don't let him shit on you. SB Ricky's like a fly thinking that.
That looks good on you, kid.
Hell
I
yeah.
like it.
My guy, I appreciate you, brother.
That looks good on you, man. Good.
All right, Mad Dio, Australia for goal. What's that mean?
I don't know. Who knows? Australia, Canada, what the hell do I care?
T-Bone! Sills, I feel you, dog. When Hertz throws sparingly, doubt ensues. If Hertz plays as last week, then we have to rethink it. Agree? I feel as 10 to 14-point birds win. Wow, T-Bone's feeling good.
I don't think that. 10 to 14-point win over a team that was 17-1. Come on. Hey, Mahomes ain't the same guy. Really? He lost one fucking game this year. How's he not the same guy? Yeah. He's going for 3 in a row. Hey, Sills, this guy's kind of not the same player he was 4 years ago. And I'm like, your guy's not the same player he was 10 weeks ago.
Here we go. Dirty D checks in. What's crazy is the Chiefs have played 5 seasons worth of games in 4 seasons playing in February every year. It has to wear some players out.
That's correct.
Not when you're built different.
You know what, though, D? That is always a factor when you go that deep, because think about this in the last 5 years, right? You've played an extra 15 ball games compared to other teams, and your postseason starts a lot later. Look at the Cowboys. Their postseason started 1st of January. The Chiefs don't get off until the middle of February. It's an entire more games, more practices. Again, I agree. I think that takes its toll when you play deep like that, man.
Yeah. Good stuff there, Dirty D. I appreciate you, brother. I don't think it should matter, though. I really don't. If you're a championship-minded player, I don't care. Give me a couple extra games.
It doesn't matter if they win.
I know, you're right. Dio says, Birds win by 13 and lead by 20 in the second half.
Oh, shit. Almighty good night.
I'm not going to go that far.
Hey, fucking, this guy's going against a generational coaching player, and he's like, we're going to beat him by 25 points. What do you think? What is this, Alabama, Vanderbilt? Oh, wait, they lost. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Harv checks in. I'll repeat what I said earlier this week. Hertz is not an elite quarterback. He does have elite moments.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That's yeah. Jalen Hurts is going to do what Lamar Jackson does. You know what that is? He's not going to string 4 games together where you're going to carry my team. He's not. He's just not. And the Eagles have a better roster than Baltimore. Lamar would do the same shit, if not more, in Philly. Got better talent in Philly. It's a team game. Their defense is better in Philly. And you have an easier road to the Super Bowl in the NFC. Do you not agree with that?
No, I agree with that 100%. There's no doubt about that, bro.
No, I will agree that the rosters seem to be deeper in the NFC than they do in the AFC because the quarterbacks you have to pay. So there's a balance there, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Prince Swayze, what's up, Prince? Sills, who did you pick to be in the Super Bowl again? I forgot.
I picked Detroit and Cincinnati to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Detroit was a good pick. They were a really good team this year.
They came out at the end and finished 9-7. That 1-4 start killed them.
Totally killed them. You're right. Matt Dio didn't say not the run ball. We ran it at commies. I get what you're saying, Dio. Paul Barbarian, again, our resident Miami guy. If the Eagles have a balanced O and play disciplined D, they'll win this game. Like I said in a previous chat, this team is like the 2013 Seahawks. That's interesting. Interesting comp there.
Now, so the year before that, I said Bills. I picked the Bengals and I picked the Lions to beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl this time here. That was fun, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
I've been laughing so much today, man. I'm gonna need a breather after this show. I'm laughing.
Well, you know what? You know what, dude? It's Super Bowl week. Everybody should be having fun.
I'm having a great fun. I'm really pumped.
You see the hey, what'd you make of the media night when they were asking all those fucked up questions? I like that stuff because
it's funny.
It's not standard, blue blood.
I actually enjoyed your take on it. Yeah.
What?
I actually enjoyed your take on it because I kind of came in like a little bit of a curmudgeon on it, listening to John. And I kind of agree. I mean, look, the one thing I don't like about it is that, they make these players fly down there, and it's like, dude, they get asked some dumb shit. But I get it, and you're right. It's the most watched show on planet Earth all year long, every single year. So this is what it's become. It's not going back.
Be inclusive.
Yeah, and look, and here's the other thing. All right. You can't speak out of both sides of your mouth, because we just criticized the NBA, right? Yeah. The NBA is falling off. The NBA is doing it. Oh, every sports league, not just the NBA, the NHL, the NBA, the MLB, everything. Nobody is demanding viewership like the NFL is. So when you look at what the NFL is doing, you might question it. You might say it's goofy, but guess what? It's the only league left that is continuing to grow year after year in viewership. And they're going to be probably 80 of the top 100 TV shows once again. Oh, yeah. And you can't knock it too much. So I do understand it from that perspective, but it is a little goofy. I mean, come on.
You want to hear one of the stupidest questions ever asked to Doug Williams? Have you? Because I know
you're learning about
the history of the game.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
talking
about.
So a guy sat in the pit and goes, "Hey, Doug, how long have you been a black quarterback?"
Oh. What did he respond to that?
No. People went like this, though. But see, wait a minute. You're looking at it as the guy was a serious NFL reporter. He was some dude from TMZ who didn't know sports, and he was trying to race the thing up. And Doug goes, "Well, I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one." So everyone laughed. That's what I'm talking about. You know why a guy like John and the people like Jeff McClain, you know why they won't like Media Day? Because those guys are blue blood reporters.
Yeah, which is good. There's space for them too.
But that's not who the NFL's trying to appeal to. The NFL's trying to appeal to 1834 also.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's what it's all about. I mean, you can tell by the way the questions are asked and stuff, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Here we go. I think we got another super chat. Boy, the people are showing out today. I love it. Appreciate
Dude, thank you guys so much, man.
Yeah, good day today here. Dirty day. The media don't know what they're talking about. Canada has great beer, great hockey, and amazing titty bars. Isn't that what you said?
I did.
Isn't that what you said? T-Bone checked in. Dirty D, thanks, brother. T-Bone.
Hey, wait. Dirty D. Chez Paris. I'll give you some gift cards.
There you go. There's some inside insight there on
Chez Paris.
Some of the bars down in or up in, I guess you should
what
say.
I heard.
Canada. T-Bone. Hey, Sills. How about if Birds win by 11, you climb out of the Bat Cave and fly to NFL, where I will play host and treat you and your wife to a high-dollar dinner? Your choice. Oh, to North Florida, he's saying.
T-Bone, if I get elected to the Florida Hall of Fame, I'm nominated this year for
you deserve to be in. What do we have to do to get you in?
You go on the website and there's a endorsement page that everyone. By the way, John Morgan's coming on tomorrow. A billionaire's coming on tomorrow at 5:30. So he's going to talk sports. And by the way, you know how much money he pumps into Florida with the nil? You ready? $2 million.
Let me guess. 200 million? No, 2 million.
No, 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million.
He puts 2 million into
I was
Florida.
going to say 10 million.
You know what he does? I think he puts another million into Georgia. I know he's put 500 grand into Alabama. He spends $400 million a year in advertising. I mean,
we need to hold a bigger.
You know where he is? You know where he is right now? I had to do the here's me, Zander. Check it out. So you're in Maui? He goes, yeah, I'm at the house in Maui. So they're like hours behind me, and I got to figure out the fucking timing. So that ought to be a train wreck tomorrow. Figuring out the time and the time zone and shit for that thing.
What time zone is Hawaii in? I have no idea.
Middle Pacific. I
think it's Hawaiian time, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think they have their own time zone. I think it's like Hawaii standard. Let me look.
I think from the West Coast, it's 2 hours behind.
Right now, it's Tuesday, 11:57 a.m. So it's what, 5 hours behind us? Oh, that's not bad. No. 5 hours behind. It sounds like it's 5 hours behind us.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got Keith Byers coming up.
All right.
At 5:30, one of the legendary Philadelphia Eagles. He'll join us too. By the way, Jerome Brown's birthday. He's one of Jerome's best friends. And we'll talk to him a little about that. And remember what he said last year.
Wait a second.
What was the biggest thing he said last year? Remember? He said the Philadelphia Eagles hadn't played playoff football from Thanksgiving on. I wonder what he says this time.
That's true. That's true. Let me check something real quick before I get off here. The Sileo Jerome Brown jersey is expected to be delivered Wednesday, February 5th.
I love it. I'll wear it.
Some Eagle merch for the greatness of Big Sills.
So I just got something here.
Uh-oh.
No way Nick Sirianni has a good relationship with his players. He's way too childish and immature.
Bullshit. I'm not reading in any more of this bullshit. I'm sorry.
Hold on here.
Take that and stuff it.
I'm
gonna shitty source.
Hold on here. Let me see here. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna post this on my Twitter page here.
Send it to me.
Okay. Here it is right here. Let me see here. I will.
I watch players grab Nick and cry in his arms.
Philadelphia Eagles Central. Do you know who that is?
Sounds like a fake.
Best source for Eagles content.
They got YouTube, that's for sure.
Okay, they just posted this. It said that Nick Sirianni's relationship. I don't buy that either, man. I don't buy that. I just don't. I think
it's proven. I'm going off of what he does and what I see with my own two eyes.
A goofball coach, but I mean, I think his players like him.
Yeah, but aren't we a goofball world?
Yeah, I think Kellen Moore is more of a goofball. I mean, if I had to pick a guy to run my library or my offense, I'd pick Kellen Moore to run my library. Yes, everything's really going to be great, Nolan. I got to tell you.
If you had to pick a head coach, would you pick Nick Sirianni or Kellen Moore?
Nick Sirianni.
Me too, 100%. 100%.
Oh, if we take the protractor and put it over here with the scalpel and we put it here, I think we can get an equal of 4. What the fuck are you talking about? Philly, bitch.
Paul Barbarian. Yeah, Paul Barbarian says, Sills, happy B-Day in heaven to JB99. What a birthday gift we gave him 7 years ago. They brought it home for Jerome. Let's hope we bring home another one for him here, Paul. Let's hope we bring home another one for JB.
You know what I get always on when the Eagles are in the Super Bowl? You know what I'm getting lately? People go over to his grave, and they'll take pictures and send it to me.
Right. Where's he
buried?
And they'll
go like this. He's buried in Brooksville.
Oh, Brooksville. Okay, yeah. His Florida.
His hometown. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep. No, hey, Charlie, Keith Jackson and Keith Byers and Jerome had a place in Philly right next to the flats. That makes sense to you guys, if you know what I'm talking about?
You know what I was thinking about the other day? You know what I was thinking about the other day? That would never happen, but it was an interesting thought to have with having you on JAKIB for 5 years now and knowing like what kind of friendship you had with Jerome and obviously played next. It's a different friendship when you play next to somebody. I think, it's different. And I was just thinking about, man, and what if Jerome was still around today?
Charles Barkley.
And he would probably come on the Big Sill show.
Hammer me.
Crush you. He would crush you. That would be. I was thinking about that. I'm like, man,
hammer me.
Sad story that he went, but
hey, me and him used to get back. Oh my God, it was so much fun. The coolest thing about being on Jimmy's teams and being on Coach Johnson's teams, everybody got to be themselves, and everyone played on Saturdays or Sundays together. But what they allowed us to do was everyone could be themselves, and everyone had a voice. Jerome was my locker mate. We used to sit next to one another, and we had another guy there. His name was Derwin Jones, and here's the story. I mean, we're sitting there, man, and this is the kind of friendship we had in the locker room, and this is why I get in trouble sometimes because I take the locker room talk out, but I can say it here. So Jerome's sitting there, and he does this, man. It was as black as like midnight. His name was Derwin Jones, and we loved him. We called him Big Cat, 6'6", 340 pounds. And this guy wore terry cloth shorts. Jerome looked over at the guy and he goes, "Damn, man, you're so damn black. I'm going to start calling you gray." And everyone in the place would just start laughing. Black, white. It was such a great place. Anybody could say anything. Man, you believe in that bullshit? And everyone would just start talking politics, religion, and everyone was always arguing. But at the end of the day, every one of those guys, I love those guys to this day. And I think that's what you see with this Eagle team here. I think the difference between this team and a year ago, I think these guys actually love one another. And I think if you have a great football team, it's got to start with love, and it's got to start with respect. And I think those guys really do respect one another, and I think they respect the journey that they've been on the last 3 years.
And isn't that a bit of a credit to Nick too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I think it is. HK checks in. Hey, Sills, did you play with The Rock? You didn't play with him, right? But you had him on the show.
Rock was after me about 2-3 years after me, and I didn't even know he knew who I was, HK. But if you go over to my Twitter page, he's on NFL on Fox going, the greatest steel lineman of all time, Jerome Brown, Dan Sileo. My wife and I are sitting there watching this going, did he say
I remember when that happened this year. I remember.
I was like, did he say me? And she's like, yeah.
He dropped you.
Yeah, he dropped me right there, man, in front of all those folks there. And my phone blew up. And then, of course, we've had him on. Hey, I'm working on getting him again because the UFL is starting up again. So he wants to come on. So we'll probably have him on during the UFL season.
Great. That'd be great. We
text back and forth all the time.
We did have The Rock on. Sileo's had everybody on it. You go back to the 5 years of this show, man. We've had some pretty unbelievable names.
Fucking incredible. The people, Tony Dungy comes on
all
the time. Bruce Arians, head coaches, general managers. It's been really, if you put a who's who, little old JAKIB, who they try to run out of town, can't do it. How you doing? We're like a foot fungus, bitch.
We ain't going fucking nowhere, baby. We ain't going nowhere, baby.
Hey, Zander, what a fun time, man. Good stuff here, brother.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. And tomorrow, I will give you another beatdown as to why the Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl. And then to update everybody, all right, for my great viewers on Birds 365, I will be live at 8 a.m. because I will never let JAKIB Nation down. But John McMullen has a flight, okay? So we will be doing a show probably tomorrow night at some point. Extra content, John live from New Orleans. I'm going to talk to Brandon Lee Goutwin in the 9 o'clock hour, and I'll do a show with you kind of solo in the morning from 8 to 10 a.m., all right? So we will not have John in the morning. He is traveling down to New Orleans, and then we will I'll do a show. We'll have a special show tomorrow on Birds 365 in the evening as well. So thank you all. But that's the update for the morning. I just wanted to let everybody know that.
Make sure when you talk to McMullen, he's down there getting drinks and shit. Make sure everything's above board, man. Because you never know. Chicks with cannolis live big time down there. How you doing?
How many what do they call? What do they call those stupid things in New Orleans? The beads or something?
The beads.
Yeah. How many of those is he coming home with?
I don't know, man. Just don't let somebody with a cannoli put any beads on you. It's all good. How you doing? Hey,
that's not my scene. I don't go.
My scene. I mean, I lock myself in my hotel room and I stay in there because I don't want anybody.
I can't. This guy tells everybody, I'm the most watched show in the city of brotherly love. The team goes to the Super Bowl. Sills, you want to go to the Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? You're not going to the Super Bowl.
Listen, before I let you guys out of here, so Joe. Wait a minute. So Joe Krause goes like this. He was kind of hitting. He wanted me to, if we do put it together, put pen and paper.
We were trying.
Here's me. Look, I'll get back to you. He already knew when I said that. He went, fuck that. I ain't doing it. All
right, brother.
Them guys knew that. Hey, brother, love you, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And by the way, Zander will have it down. He does it every single day. I check it out. Yeah, that was a little interesting conversation you were having today with Jalen being called good looking and shit. I was making sure which channel I tuned on. I didn't know where the hell I were. I thought I was watching the Bravo channel.
Are you one of those people too who has a tizzy over someone calling the guy handsome?
No.
I don't give a shit. What the hell?
I just said I tuned in and they were talking about loving another.
Well, yeah, the chat. You can't say anything to these guys. They go nuts.
No,
you got Diddler Abe. You got Flexion and Diddy. You got Prince Diddy. You got all these Diddies in the chat. Well, you can't say shit around these guys.
I came up with a good actor's name for me.
What's that?
Right, my name is my wife. This is what my wife is going to tell people because I'm going to go to a rugby game. I may have to kick someone's ass on Saturday. So my name's going to be Crypto Spiridium. That's my name, Crypto. And my wife goes, yeah, he's up there with the Raider jacket on and flip-flops, and he's got the walking cane. And his name is Crypto. That's my husband, Crypto. That's
All right, I
that's
gotta
my
go.
hood name.
I gotta
It's
go.
Crypto.
Can I get the hell out of here?
Go ahead. Go.
All
Goodbye.
right, see ya.
Let
Love
me
you
go.
all. See you, everybody.
You got it. All right, man. Yeah, that's my new gangster name. It's Crypto. Just call me Crypto. How you doing? Yeah. Hey, folks, don't worry, man. Should be a great week, and we appreciate everybody here. Thank you guys so much. Hey, I want to tell you about my great friends at Morgan & Morgan. Been friends with John and his family, his wife Ultima, for over 20 years. They've built this firm up to serve and to protect every family that calls them. This is what they have done. Morgan & Morgan is America's #1 injury law firm, and they do marvelous things and crazy things for you and your family. They've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. Morgan & Morgan, that's their track record. That's what they're built on, is getting recovery money for you. Couple in Pennsylvania was awarded $650K. No way. Morgan & Morgan came down and got them $26 million. Another family in Florida, insurance company was only wanting to pay out $350K. No way. John Morgan's team of thousands of attorneys at Morgan & Morgan went in there and got that family $12 million. Life is hard. We all know this. Easiest decision you'll ever make. If you're ever injured, you call Morgan & Morgan. The fee is free. Got to win. Okay? It's free. Okay? Unless you both win here. So for more information, go to forthepeople.com/bigsills or #529. That's FOR, thepeople.com/bigsills or #529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sill sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.